Okay. So here we go. We've got 20 freshmen, 28 sophomores, and like all these other arranged problems, we're trying to get them so that there's the same number of rows. Question is how many columns. So that it's neat and organized, it looks good. We'll say that we have superintendent is coming by and we want everyone to look pretty. So how do we set this up so everyone looks very good and organized? Makes sense. That's true. We could just skip the whole assembly process. And so anyway. Well, okay, my two numbers are 20 and 28. Now, I'll admit I picked relatively small values to keep it easy to find the GCF. Like if I look at these, yeah, 4 divides evenly into both of those, and that's the biggest number. And one other way, if you start factoring, and you kind of alternate between them, right off the bat, I look at that and see 4 times 5 and 4 times 7. I'm not going to get a bigger common factor than 4. If I take it all the way down, I'm going to get 2 times 2 times 5 and 2 times 2 times 7, which is going to give me that 4 as a GCF. So my GCF must be 4, which means I'm going to be working with 4 people per row in order to be sure that in every row there's the same number of seats.
How'd you get 4?
How'd I get what?
4 because there's 4 in both.
Right. It's the greatest common factor between the two values. So now when I organize, and I really do recommend you guys draw the rectangles. I've got 4 by what for the block of freshmen? 4 by 5. So there are going to be 4 columns and 5 rows for a total of 20. And then when I seat the sophomores, so I seat the sophomores behind that. All right, they're 4 wide. How deep? 7 deep. And that'll give me 28 again. So again, I still want the seats to line up. So there are my 4 columns, 4 people per each row. And then this time I'm going to be doing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm short 1, so we'll do that. Boom. There. Now I've drawn them all. And there's my 28 sophomores. And so that must be what the formation, the block of seats should look like.
This is a lot of drummers.
If this were still the fife and drum problem, yes, that would be. But that was 2 problems ago. We're talking about seating people for the assembly. You don't have to actually reenact the picture. You can just.
Okay, so there's a lot of drummers.
So my final answer is, I need a total of, guys, I need a total of 48 seats, and they need to be arranged 4 wide, 12 deep.
Why don't they just sit with bleachers?
That's an option too, but again, I'm trying to give some context to the kind of story problem you're going to have to be able to do.
Wait, I can just do that in my head. Do I have to show my work?
I need to see something to know you didn't just look at somebody else's paper. So if
Can you write the answer?
sure. How many chairs are needed and in what arrangement? I need 28 chairs. No, 48 chairs. 48 chairs. Arranged in 12 rows, 4 columns. $20 plus 28 gives me 48 total. Or 12 times 4 gives it to you as well. And again, the reason these story problems are in this section is to go after greatest common factor, which is what we're going to be playing with today. But it's supposed to provide a context for how it gets applied. And I'll be honest with you guys, 9 times out of 10, when you have to do this kind of arranging later, you're setting up things for a wedding perhaps, you're doing things with the band you play with, whatever, you're probably mostly going to get your greatest common factor without thinking of it as such. And then you're going to kind of fiddle from there. But my big worry is be sure you guys can see all the different possible questions we could ask.